What's up guys, Renasant here, welcome back to the channel. We have just defeated Ornstein and Smo. Also, we're not using this weapon. I mixed up the, or not mixed up, but I changed up the armor here a little bit. We are wearing the tattered cloth hood, the silver knight armor, the wanderer manchette, and the black iron leggings. So we got some different stuff going on here. Using the Black Knight greatsword. See, we're not fast rolling anymore, but that's okay. We don't even need to hold this bow, given that we don't have any arrows. So one thing I wanted to talk about in this episode before we proceed. By the way, we kind of look like a cool, discount Robin Hood, huh? Yeah, one thing I want to talk about is what we got going on right here. So, of course, we have the statue of Gwen. Looks very similar to the previous statue of Gwen that we found. Same sword, same crown, everything. Same size, too, actually. And then we got Guinevere right here, who, of course, is his daughter. Again, there's a physical attribute there that is undeniably tells us who that is. But then we have this empty pedestal right here. Many people would speculate, and me included, that this is simply where the firstborn son would be, or should be. The nameless king, as it were. But as you recall, he was expelled from Anor Londo, and indeed expelled from the annals of history. So in order to truly expel somebody from history, you really have to just basically delete, right? Delete everything that proves that they even existed in the first place. So it looks to be that they just straight up remove this statue from Anor Londo. That could be it. That's not a concrete, theory or anything like that, but that's my take on it. One thing that's really weird though, so you can see Gwen's pedestal is obviously the biggest out of all the two, or out of all the three. But this one over here and Guinevere's, they're the same size, except for this one actually has an additional pedestal on top of that pedestal. So I've always just found that very interesting. Another interesting little side note here is the way forward is actually through one of these elevators. It's pretty cool because you have this, when it comes back down, you can really see. You have this elevator right here, right? And you see how big it is, size-wise, door included. And then you have this big boy here. This is the one we're going to go up. The Smo's is cool just because it's Ornstein and Smo's elevator. Of course, they didn't take the elevators down here, right? They just jumped down. So we're right above where we had the boss fight, and we have a nice little bonfire here. Well, hello there.
Has journeyed far and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child.
If you say so.
O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the Lord vessel to thee. And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
So Guinevere here, she just gave us the Lord Vessel. Probably the most useful item in the game, arguably. She also beckoned us to link the first flame, succeed Lord Gwyn. We've heard that before, actually. Not Cath, excuse me. Frampt, Kingseeker Frampt, back in Firelink Shrine. He basically told us the same thing. In fact, he's the one who actually sent us here to Anor Londo in order to find Guinevere.
O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed far.
You might as well enter a covenant with her.
Hereafter I, Guinevere, shall serveth as thine guardian. If thou so needest, I shall devote all to thine safety. May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee, once living, now undead, and a fitting heir to Father Gwyn thou art. O chosen undead, and beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world, a grave and arduous test of metal, yea, it shall be. Indeed, we had felt the warmth of fire, its radiance and the life it sustaineth. Without fire, all shall be a frigid and frightful dark. Please, Father's role thou should assume, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twine. Seeker Frampt, the primordial serpent, shall guideth thee. Please, thou shalt end.
Alright, so a lot of information there. She is very much, and she even specifically mentions Kingseeker Frampt by name. Kind of interesting note there that she is very much on the side of us linking the flame. That is 100% what she wants us to do, and that's fine. We'll consider it, Guinevere. You know, I'm not going to make any promises, you know, but we'll consider it. So there is one more thing we want to do while we're here. So if you recall, yeah, it should be fine. If you recall, when we first ever entered this area, we came up right up there, or excuse me, on that side. It said something along the lines of the black eye orb is quivering. So what is that about? Invade the world of the murderer of a firekeeper to defeat the perpetrator and reclaim the soul of the firekeeper. So, let me just show you here. Let's get out of this little area. Let's just come through this door here and try to use the black eye orb. You see how it's got a cross through it? Use item. We can't use it. However, if we go across this door, now we can. So you have to use it in this chamber here, and we will indeed use it. Invading the world of the guilty as a spirit of vengeance. So are we finally going to figure out who killed our firekeeper? Knight Lautrec, huh? Who would have thought, right? Yes, Knight Lautrec. And he's got two little friends with him, too, here. They are summoned as phantoms. They're all using the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring for whatever reason. You can see their feet glowing there. That's the effect. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they have that going on, but come on, come fight us.
Well, towards a flame. You fellows, no? Don't you agree?
What is this man talking about? I have no idea, but we killed one of their guys. So this is kind of a tricky, nasty little area, just because they all three of them bull rush you. Lautrec actually does a exorbitant amount of damage, so you do have to watch out for that. As you can see, try not to die here. If you're having trouble with this, like, you can do what I'm doing here and just run all over the place, make them chase you down. There he goes. And there he goes. So Souvenir of Reprisal is what we got there for killing Lautrec. We'll get some other stuff too, don't worry. Now that we've done what we needed to do. Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff. Firekeeper Soul, Ring of Favor and Protection, Humanities, 5 Humanities. And also this Souvenir of Reprisal. It's probably going to be not in key items. Maybe in key items? No. Where is this thing? There it is. Blood-drained shrunken ear. A souvenir taking for subduing the guilty. The knights, called the Blades of the Dark Moon, punish the guilt-soaked offenders of the gods and take this as proof of their conquest. The earless corpses of the guilty will be left behind as a warning to others, inspiring both fear and respect for the gods. Such is the eternal mandate of the Dark Sun. Give me 1 second. Alright, so yeah, we got that, which is a shrunken ear, which is terrifying. And then a very, 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 very useful ring here. The Ring of Favor and Protection. Boost HP, stamina, load. Breaks when removed. Very important that it breaks when removed. Make sure you remember that. A ring symbolizing the favor and protection of the goddess Fina, known in legend to possess fateful beauty. The ring boosts its wearer's HP, stamina, and max equip load, but breaks if ever removed. So if you put that ring on, and you ever take it off, then it will break. You will not have it again. It will break permanently. Luckily, you can get 2 in every playthrough, so... let's just go down here and do one more thing before we head out of Anne Orlando.
Hello, forge I can, strong I am.
And we're doing this just because we want to buy... You know what? I'm actually going to... pop some souls. He actually sells giant armor and helms as well. Giant halberd, giant shield. Some pretty good stuff, to be fair. We can also descend, excuse me. Alright. So for now, let's just return to the bonfire last rest of that. Alright, so you'll notice Solaire is still here chilling.
You really are fond of it. If I didn't know better, I'd think, oh, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
But he doesn't have any additional dialogue, so... but you'll notice now at the bonfire we have the ability to warp. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to warp back to Firelink Shrine. And guess what? We got the Firekeeper Soul. Siegmeyer is now here as well. Our crestfallen knight is gone. And we'll figure out where he went later, but...
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking the gates, the old fortress. Was that your doing?
Obviously.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate? This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
So he gave us the miracle emit force. Outland Miracle, foreign to the Way of White, emits a shockwave. Thanks.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst. There you are.
Alright, so Siegmeyer says he is heading down below. So we'll figure that out a little bit more later, but he is going to Blighttown, basically. You notice we still can't light our bonfire because our Firekeeper is unfortunately still 6 feet under. Return Firekeeper Soul. Let's not do that yet because there's actually some interesting lore here. Soul of the Ash Maiden, Firekeeper of Firelink Shrine. A Firekeeper's soul is a draw for humanity and held within their bosoms. Below, just a thin layer of skin, are swarms of humanity that writhe and squirm. Was the Ash Maiden locked in this dark prison for some transgression, or by her own will? We also have this Firekeeper soul, but it's clearly different. We're going to give her Firekeeper soul back. And there she is.
Thank you. I am Anastasia of Astora. Now I can continue my duty as a keeper. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend. Forgive me. I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you have any heart, leave me be. I wish not to speak.
So Anastasia, she's kind of a Debbie Downer. We just gave her that other Firekeeper soul there. She's kind of depressing, but whatever. Alright, and there's one more thing we need to do before we begin our next area here. First of all, let's see if our good friend Beatrice is still here. He shouldn't be. No, he still is. Okay. Well then, we also want to talk to Frampt.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the Lord Vessel after 1,000 years. It is you. It is really you. Heavens. Forgive me. I really should calm down.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still.
Scariest moment in video game history right here. Excuse me. What? This bro just ate us. How long is your neck? My God, man. Oof.
This is the Firelink Chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the Lord Vessel on the altar.
We probably need to read the Lord Vessel too. Now that I think about it. Lord Vessel bestowed upon the chosen undead who is destined to succeed Lord Gwyn. The chosen undead is granted the art of warping between bonfires, as we've already discovered. To open the final door, place this vessel on the Firelink altar and fill it with powerful souls. So here's the altar. I mean, were you just carrying that thing around in your pocket or what? Hope you got some friggin' cargo pants or something. Alright, so you can see what it's doing here. It's removing the gold barriers. That is the one that we actually saw in a previous episode in Anne Orlando. These are all in different areas, but those gold barriers are removed simply by placing the Lord Vessel here. You have anything to say about that, Frampt?
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, in your next task. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Brave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the Lord Vessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return. Stay still for a moment.
Alright, so first of all, don't yell at me, Frampt. I don't appreciate it. Second of all, oh my God, quit eating me. No, but so he tells us our next part of the journey, our next half of the game, if you will. So we need to kill and collect the souls of King Seath the Scaleless, Gravelord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, and the 4 kings of New Londo, the New Londo ruins. We will do all of that. But first, let us go to the Undead Parish. You see, we have a couple of different places we can warp here now. I go here, and we're going to pop one more soul item here. That should be enough.
Well, you seem to need anything.
We actually want to purchase an item from him, and that is the Crest of Artorias. 20,000 souls. Crest opens a door in the Darkroot Garden, sealed by ancient magic. The door leads to the grave of Sir Artorias, the Abyss Walker. Many adventurers have left for the grave, but none have returned, for they make easy prey for local bandits. With such dangers, the crest can do more harm than good in the hands of the uninitiated. Yeah. Give it to us. God, let's buy some large arrows too while we're here. Well, hold on. Can we reinforce We can indeed. Nice. Now we can buy some large arrows. 42 of them. Alright, so big money rolling here. 598 damage, so plenty of damage. So yes, the next area that we're going to go to is indeed the Darkroot Garden / Darkroot Basin, and learn a little bit more about Knight Artorias. So to go here, and now you can do this much earlier in the game, before Anor Londo. I usually don't. It's very easily to do before Anor Londo, but there's really no benefit of it. I usually just wait until I get the Lord Vessel. So going forward here, you have two paths. You can take a right here, and that will actually lead you into Darkroot Basin. Let's see if we can make that trigger again here. No. This actually leads you into Darkroot Basin down here. We're not going to do that right now, that area. We're just going to focus on Darkroot Garden. Very interesting area. One of the not cooler areas, I guess, in the game, but one of the most well designed as far as the interconnectivity of it. You see this item up here that we can't quite get. These guys drop moss clumps like crazy, by the way. That's interesting. That must be like a video quality glitch or something. You can actually see this item on the other side of this rock here. Interesting. Alright, so we get over here. We have a path to the right. We have a giant glowing door. And then we have interesting structure here. Interestingly enough, if you come over here, you can actually see this hidden bonfire chilling right here. So I'm sure a lot of people probably missed that bonfire. I do actually want to go ahead and pop a humanity just so we can kindle this up here. And so I'm actually going to show y'all. So the Crest of Artorias is what opens this door, that 20,000 souls. It's effectively, though, just a shortcut. So you pay 20,000 souls for a shortcut, basically. So I'm going to show you first like what to do if you don't have the Crest of Artorias. I am going to go ahead and just open the door, though. We're actually not going to go through there right now. We're going to actually proceed right on the right path here. Fog Gate. Very suspicious. Yeah, very suspicious item drop here. These guys are just a joke, though, I swear. And then when we can continue down here. And so immediately when we enter this area, you'll notice this moving tree here that can actually be killed, revealing a hidden path. I love these little enemies. They're like little stingray things. They drop green blossoms, so pretty easy source of green blossoms there, actually. Another inconspicuous moving tree, huh? Whoo, 785. On that beat. Go up here, see what we can find. So these are stone guardians. They are pretty easy, especially with a +5 Black Knight Greatsword, but they're very slow, very easy to kill. So interestingly enough, this item here leads us back to where we were earlier. That is the item we couldn't get a minute ago. And conveniently, it is the Wolf Ring, which, guess what, is another ring of the Four Knights of Gwyn. One of the special rings granted to the Four Knights of Gwyn. The Wolf Ring belongs to Artorias the Abyss Walker. Artorias had an unbendable will of steel and was unmatched with a greatsword. So what the Wolf Ring does is it just boosts your poise. So you can poise through enemy attacks a lot easier if you're wearing that ring. A lot of people probably miss that ring simply because this area is, it's not really hidden, but it is technically a hidden area. Can't remember if these guys can drop their stuff or not. Oh, hello. Oh, these poor creatures, they just don't stand a chance, unfortunately. In fact, give me your green blossom and get off of my mountain. Another soul item there. And so that's pretty much it for this little hidden area. Not much going on here, honestly. I do like the atmosphere of this area, though. It's kind of dark and gloomy, and yet you're outside in nature, so it's kind of not, it's not too bad because it's all in like natural, the light that you see is all like natural, like these little glowing twigs. Only thing bad about these guys is just how long they take to stand up, honestly. It's just kind of annoying. And this area has got a couple of these dudes and a couple of the little plant monster things too. Nothing difficult about this area though, guys. I thought it had the plant guys, but maybe not. Alright, so there's a boss incoming. There's actually a summon for this boss that kind of trivializes this boss. The boss is easy in and of itself, but with the summon it just makes it even ridiculously more easy. And it's kind of hidden here. You can see the summon sign. It's Witch Beatrice. Come on out, girlfriend. Hello! Now this boss, like I said, is very, very easy boss. Especially if you have a shield that has high magic defense. Which I don't think our shield does, but... The Moonlight Butterfly. We should see her. There she goes. Flies off from that tower there. So, unfortunately, oh my goodness. Unfortunately, we can't actually hit her until she lands on the ground here. But Witch Beatrice, she does a lot of damage. We also hit her with a fireball, so. And you see Witch Beatrice just killed her there. Very easy boss. That's another reason why I fight this later in the game, just because it makes it so easy. Soul of the mystical moonlight butterfly, which flitters in the Darkroot Garden. This butterfly's soul is a creation of Seath the Scaleless. So yes, Seath actually, I've never noticed that, it's really cool. Seath actually created the moonlight butterfly, which is very unique. So they're not actually natural, they're not naturally like that. Not naturally magic, probably, if I had to guess. Come on up here. You'll notice what appears to be a blacksmith's workstation and a statue version of Andre here, holding a watchtower basement key, divine ember, and a homeward bone. Oh, where am I going? So, watchtower basement key, divine embers. The ember required for weapon ascension. Divine embers are property of the church and intended for divine blacksmiths. They're used for undead hunting and are useful against undead and pawns of necromancers. So we'll get more into divine stuff later. I'm trying to find the watchtower basement key. So, key to the basement of the watchtower in the Undead Burg. The basement of the watchtower forms a stone cell. There are rumors of a hero turned hollow who was locked away by a dear friend. For his own good, of course. So this actually is referring to Havel. And we have already fought him and killed him. We went there. Because we had the master key, we were able to go into the basement of that watchtower regardless. But it's interesting to note that it says that he was locked there by a dear friend. Probably Lord Gwyn locked him there. Probably not because he was his enemy or anything of that ilk. He was just kind of losing his mind and trying to kill his dragon friend, if I had to guess. But anyway, guys, that's going to probably do it for this episode. We'll tackle the large part of Darkroot Garden in the next episode. And then I don't know if we'll have enough time for Darkroot Basin. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. Anyways, guys, as always, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you enjoyed the video. And we will see you next time. Bye.